How do you start smoking vape? Who was the first person to be like, hit this?
This how it started. Like, I can't smoke weed. Like, I can't handle weed at all. I smoke weed periodically, but I regret it every single time.
Yeah.
Like,
Weak.
all right, shit just get me like mad anxious and shit. At my last job, one of my boys there, he used to vape. I was like, fuck it, like I'll try the shit. It was a good feeling, so I was like, fuck it.
You remember DARE, like the DARE program?
Yeah.
Don't hang out with certain kids. They're gonna influence you. Hung out with the wrong people. Now look at them.
Should have just stuck to weed, man.
I didn't smoke cigarettes.
You gotta
nothing,
smoke
you feel me?
more weed. I feel like
That's what everyone says. That's what weed smokers say. They say you gotta get
smoke
through it.
more. When I was like 16, 17, I was smoking weed. I would get mad anxious, and I just pushed through.
When I turned 18, like I had like a bad trip, and ever since then, I just get anxious every time I smoke. I start tripping about me possibly tripping.
My advice for that is, you just gotta let the drugs do what it do.
Kill somebody or kill myself.
You gotta relax. You just gotta relax.
Kill myself.
Kill somebody or kill myself.
Nah. You ever been in a situation?
What's going on with you,
bro? When I smoke weed, like I have like no self control. Like I literally,
on weed,
bro, dead ass, bro. Like I would like, it's almost like like that little voice in your head telling you like, nah, don't do that shit. I don't have that. Like,
that the weed takes away the voice.
Take away like the, if I feel it, I'm gonna do it. Like
on weed,
yo, dead ass. It's crazy.
Nah, bro. What you smoking though? Is that what you smoking?
Yeah.
Straight poison, yeah.
Nah, let me see that.
Can't blame Nixon on this one, man.
Look what they do. Make me sound like I'm smoking. What's that new shit these niggas is smoking?
Galaxy gas?
Yeah, whatever the fuck it's called.
Nah, because I always see
whippets.
Yeah. I don't even understand that shit, bro.
Yo, I always see young people smoking vapes and just people in general smoking vapes, and I'm just always curious, but it's always somebody that I don't really know, like I'm not this close to type of thing.
Right.
Like, let me see that.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Gen TV podcast. As always, your boy Ease.
Yeah, when it's all Scott.
And as always, sometimes, maybe, some days,
whenever we feel like
it, we have a very, very special guest in the building today. And today we have the man, the legend, the DJ. We got B Davis in here.
Word.
One of the DJs on Titanium Radio.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Amazing.
It's a pleasure to be here, man.
It's a pleasure having you, man. It was so good.
Word, man.
Yeah. Well, actually, we're happy to just get this little check mark because we're trying to work with like all the creators in Connecticut. So we're definitely happy to have you on here, man.
That's what's up, man. I think that it's important that we as creators connect the dots.
Yeah.
And we all kind of work together or at least get to know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that like Connecticut misses, like being a lot of like creators being able to work with each other. It's almost like one over there, one over here, one over there, and then they all just work separately. So
I mean,
let's mesh together.
Luckily, we all have cars.
Right.
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 And I feel like getting to know each other doesn't it won't stop like the competition if that's what some people's fear is, because some people like to work in their own silos and they're competitive with everybody else. But I think friendly competition is good for the culture.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, I mean, I'm all for competition. I think you can't really excel without competition. You have to have it internally. I think you have to compete with yourself,
right?
And externally, you have to compete with your. Some people say competing with your friends is bad. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
As long as you're not like wishing harm on them. Like you know what I mean? It's not like I could only make it, like, and I hope you lose. It's like I want us to both make it. I just want to be ahead of you.
Yeah, still sharpen still.
I just want to be ahead of you.
And I think your friends should inspire you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friendly competition is good, but I want to like capitalize friendly in that phrase, friendly competition.
Because that could get lost.
It could get blurred very quickly.
Get lost.
Hell yeah.
Because then you start transitioning from friendly competition to you hating.
No, that's a fact.
You feel me?
But as long as we all make it, I'm still cool. We'll make up at the top.
No, that's true, and that's what I think is the most important thing right now for Connecticut is just like putting points on the board, like some way, somehow at this point, right? Like.
I like that, putting points on the board for Connecticut.
Yeah.
I mean, but realistically speaking, it may not be us, like we may be paving the way for somebody else to do it.
Yeah, I feel like that's... No. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, he doesn't like that. He's like, nah, it's gonna be us.
It gotta be you?
It's us and nothing. It doesn't matter if it's not us.
Yeah, this is what, no lie, I tell people all the time, this is my biggest op right here.
Yo, it's great.
You sound like his hater right now.
It may not be, I'm talking realistically.
And when they say it be your own people, it be your own people. It may not be us. We may pave the...
You may pave the way for somebody else.
You
It may
the way
not,
for
bro.
it.
Even that,
Pave it for me.
even outside of that, it may not podcasting may not be the thing that we do. You know, that bring us there. You feel me? It just may be the initial thing that volleys us over.
Right.
You feel me? We might volley other niggas over. You feel me? Like
Yeah, after we got volleyed first.
you got to reach the promised land first before you talk about it.
Speaking of getting to know each other, we got a couple questions every time we interview somebody. You know, just to kind of fill them out a little bit,
break the ice a little bit.
Yeah.
All
right.
Very, very appreciate that.
No
Because
doubt.
look, my boy's gonna be watching this and they're gonna be like, "Yo, B, you let him say some wild shit up there." So I'm glad you said pause.
No doubt. All right. Who's your favorite DJ on 93.7?
Favorite DJ at 93.7?
Yeah.
Big Man.
Big Man.
Big Man. Rex. Hawk. Billy Bush.
And that are you ranking them in order right now?
Kind of, sort of.
Okay.
And Craig G. I'm not saying Craig G is like the last one, but
sounds like it. Sounds like you're saying that.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Oh.
I think they're all like phenomenal on the radio. I think Craig is number one in the clubs, but I think for me, Big Man is number one on the radio.
Okay. Sense. All right. Which one of them do you think don't belong on the radio?
Out of the Hot 93.7 DJs, all of them?
Yeah. Who's someone who?
Yeah.
No, it might catch the camera. Who's someone that you're like, yo, how the fuck did you get this job on here?
On 93.7.
Yeah.
Yo, they morning show is kind of shaky for a couple years.
Okay.
Their morning show. You ever listen to their morning show?
I used
now.
To.
Shouts out to Red. Shouts out to Buck.
Okay.
They slim. They
who's the woman on?
They cut the fat.
Because they used to have like a Spanish flamboyant dude and a young girl on.
Yes.
Okay.
During that era right there, I was like, yo, this is kind of shaky. I don't really know what direction they're trying to go into right now.
Okay. So
that was the only time out of my whole like 20 years of listening to Hot 93.7 that I was like, yo, somebody got to get this together.
Get him out of
here. Who's in charge?
Yo, you wanted them to go kick rocks?
No, facts. Like, yeah, that morning show. And they got him up out of there. They they did what they were supposed to.
True. All right. Ranch or blue cheese?
It depends on what we're talking. We're talking
across the board.
On buffalo wings, we talking garlic parmesan wings. We talking
this is
just regular crispy, just plain original type of thing. What we talking about?
You just fucked me up. What do you mean? What are we talking about?
I didn't even know that. I thought it was just
you pick a side. You pick a side and you stick.
Nah, you got it. I
you mix it up.
I feel like Like,
I'm ranch all the way.
That's even more. That's even more dangerous. Yeah. Like you can't have a dibble and dabbler. Like you got to be
one
or the
other.
Like
who am I with?
Yo, you're like a buy dip sauce guy. I don't. I'm just saying. I don't know. I've never heard someone that dipped in both.
You're buy sauce.
You're buy sauce. I don't know. This is new territory.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with ranch.
Okay,
I'm gonna go ranch.
That's
shouts out to everybody out there that fuck with the blue cheese.
My man.
That's crazy. Yep.
Bro, I don't.
Delusional.
Blue cheese is poison. It's literally poison, like in fungus. Like I don't understand how people eat this shit.
Yeah, no, it's like I said. If I got some buffalo wings and some blue cheese,
really?
I'm good. I'm satisfied.
You know what fucked up ranch for me, bro? Amanda Bynes had an episode on all that.
Okay,
where she drank a bottle of ranch on a segment, like straight bottled, drank that shit, and ever since then I can't really stomach ranch like that.
I will start watching all that way before Amanda Bynes came on this. So I missed that episode.
She went off the rocker.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she had some help going off the rocker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
She was assisted.
Yeah.
If you had to smoke one drug, you got to pick one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be crack or meth?
Crack or meth? One drug, either or.
Yeah. Tough. It's a tough one here. I know.
Well, he decide. I already know my choice.
What
you know what y'all do?
Yeah, I know.
What's
I'm
the prize?
Bro.
Like, I'm just doing this like for just recreational purposes. Like there's no incentive.
No incentive. You just got to do one,
bro. Hand and foot, bro. I'm picking fucking crack all day.
You're picking crack over meth,
bro, all day, bro. That shit, meth. You see what it does to people?
Have you seen what crack does to people?
I see what crack does to people, but then crack,
I feel like I could beat meth. I can't beat crack. I feel like you do crack once, you're done,
bro. Honestly, I feel like the marketing for crack is amazing. Like these crackheads, bro, they're so
It starts with vaping. It starts with vaping.
Yo, no, that's a gateway.
Bro, they're so
That's a
intuitive,
gateway
nigga.
drug.
These crackheads be so intuitive, nigga. Like, they're creative as fuck. They have unlimited energy. They lose weight.
Not
Like,
nowadays. They
bro.
got crack mixed with other stuff nowadays, man.
yeah,
The crackheads
that crack with
ain't
the
as
fetty.
strong as they used to be.
That crack with the fetty is different.
That's
What I'm
I'm
talking
saying,
about,
man.
specifically crack. Like, going back to OG crack, I'm
Yeah.
OG
OG
crack,
crack?
Yeah.
bro. Meth, like, that shit fucking eats your skin, rots your teeth.
It
I'm all
does.
set with
It
that,
does.
bro.
And you don't need a lot.
You don't need a lot, nigga.
I
That shit
don't know.
stops your heart, all types of shit.
I don't know. That's a tough question, yo. That's
Come on,
probably
man.
one
I
of the
know.
hardest questions I've ever been asked.
Give me one, man.
Shit.
It seems like you're leaning towards crack.
Only because I don't know a lot of people on meth and I haven't seen the results.
So crack's more
firsthand.
familiar.
Yeah,
Crack's
yeah,
more
No,
familiar.
the
Crack
results,
is way
the
more
results aren't
familiar.
good, bro.
I don't know anybody personally that has smoked meth.
Bro, I know
I'm
old
thinking
heads.
of like licks and shit from on the front lines, and they've never gave me a meth experience. So I'm gonna go.
Bro, I know people that have been smoking crack since they were 20,
I'm gonna go
and
to
they're well
Pookie
into
route.
their like 60s,
Ooh,
right?
Pookie route.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Pookie route.
You see, he fell back though. He couldn't beat it.
He couldn't beat it, but that was when crack was crack.
Like that good crack.
Yeah, that's when crack was crack.
Bro, I know somebody that was smoking crack from. I know a couple people that was smoking crack
Who do
from
you
their
hang out
20s.
with?
Don't question that. Well,
fuck
smoking
you-
crack
hang
in their
out-
20s.
hang out with
What'd you just
crackheads?
say? What did you
And-
say? What?
Don't question.
Don't
You just
question
told me
that.
hang out with crackheads.
I hang
Don't-
out with,
you
I
don't want me
hang
to
out with
question-
you, bro.
You don't want me to question this?
Me and you, we hang out, my nigga. Well, I know a nigga that was smoking
And I'm
crack
not doing it.
from the time they were 20 and they're well into their 60s, right?
They
And-
smoke crack from 20 to 60.
Well, obviously they try to they go to rehab, they try to get clean,
Okay.
they relapse, they bounce back and forth, and they made it to 60 years old,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't know one meth head that has smoked meth long term and has survived it. Like, honestly, and even in the realm of the internet, I have never seen that shit happen. Like, I've never seen somebody said, "Yeah, I've been smoking meth since 16, and here I am right now." Like, they're usually dead.
They beat it. They probably quit.
No, they're usually dead, bro.
You're
I don't
assuming.
know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Nah, man. I'm gonna take crack all day long. Give me the crack. Where is
All right.
that?
Take that. All right. So I guess you guys are all going crack.
What are you choosing? You said meth?
I don't know. You guys are making some points here. I don't know. I don't know any
Maybe you
meth.
had to choose. Come on, meth head.
I don't know any meth. I guess I'll go with the crack, yo.
Yeah,
Yo, I
more
just,
familiar.
yo,
You
yeah,
just know what
strictly
you
because
getting
I
into.
don't know any meth heads.
Yeah,
but,
like you know,
I gotta go.
you know,
Yeah,
old crackheads, you know, young crackheads. Like you know, kind of what you getting into, the lifestyle that's ahead of you.
Kind of crazy that people still smoke crack, like knowing what
Oh,
it does
I know.
to you.
I know, kind of like vaping.
This guy might be.
It's like, yo, that's the shit about being like in the future and being like in this postmodern society we live in. Like we're all so smart, we're all so conscious, but yet we're still gonna do whatever the fuck we want to do.
Which makes it even worse.
So we're not
Exactly.
So we're not gonna do any vaping slander on here. The vaping news that we heard was about niggas smoking weed carts.
Mhm.
That's what it was fucked up.
Yeah, you don't.
It's
you,
not
so
from-
you don't think there's any negatives to smoking vape?
I'm
smoke
not.
vaping?
That's clearly not what I'm saying here.
It sounds like it.
That's clear. That's clearly not
It
where I'm
didn't
going.
sound like that. What you were saying? You're
A
trying
little
to.
bit, a little
No,
bit,
that's
a little
clearly
bit.
not what I'm going.
Let's
where I'm
just
saying.
divert a little bit.
No, that's clearly not
like-
what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's no problem. I think anything you put in your body that you weren't born with is bad for you. You feel me? Outside of like obviously
You're not born with water. Put it in your body.
this fucking nigga. You are born with water. Your
Water's
body
in
is
your body.
your body is made up of water, bro.
You know what
Come
you're
on,
born
try
with? You
again.
were there?
Try again. I was. But anyways, going back to I think anything you put in your body, it has some sort of effect on you.
Okay.
We may not see it, whatever the fuck. Like it may be long term. Like I think it does affect your body at some point. But all of the media that surrounds vaping wasn't formed from this vaping. It was formed from niggas getting bullshit Chinese weed
yeah.
carts and was smoking.
you
that
got
shit.
you got the good vape.
I mean,
Yeah.
really and truly, that's what it is. If you want to call it that, that's what it is.
That's
Like,
what you want to tell yourself.
I got
man.
you got the clean vape.
Yeah.
It's the organic.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Green.
say I'm
the
not.
organic
Bro,
poison.
I'm not gonna
Green
say.
day.
It. I mean, once again, me being real with myself, like like my breathing has gotten worse. You feel me? Like,
Wait, so you actively feel the differences already, and
course he
you're
does.
still going?
bro, I mean,
It's every day is a new diagnosis. Like you could Google this shit.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, you do feel the effects of vaping, but it's not like what the media presents to you. It's like,
Yo,
it's not
yo,
the
it's
same.
bad. but it's not as bad. You know,
Nigga,
that's what
we drink, nigga. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Niggas drink all day long.
This is probably what it felt like in like 1988 when like a crackhead was talking about crack.
Yo,
bro,
this is,
yo,
niggas was saying the same shit during.
bro, it's like my crack is good. It ain't the crack
Yo,
the
I'm
media
still
talking
going to
about.
work. Like,
Niggas was saying the same
What you
shit
talking
during
about?
prohibition, and look at where we're at right now, where we sell the shit in fucking stores and we drink to get lit. Like, you feel me?
You know, you have a good point about drinking. It's like first, so it's like, all right, we all drink, but you drink and vape.
Yeah, fuck
You're
it,
doubling
nigga.
down on the poison.
I'm
man.
there. I'm here. I'm here for.
This is almost turned into an intervention.
I'm here for a good time, not a long one.
I mean, are you even having a good time if you can't breathe?
I'm having a blast, nigga. Why you worried?
These are great questions.
Why you worried about my breathing?
He cares.
breathing,
He cares.
breathing heavy as fucking the mic. You're like 3 vape packs away from a fucking CPAP machine, man.
Possibly, maybe even 2. But all I'm saying is that the media, that the conversation that we were having about vape is, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as we're not fucking smoking metals and shit. Like, you're really vaping.
I think
vaping oil.
I think there's metals in there.
It's made of metal, like, but there's not metals inside of the vape liquid.
No, I think it's like micro metals.
Metals.
That's what I heard.
Like microplastics.
Yeah, that's what
Possibly.
I heard. I don't know.
Hey, there's microplastics in the fucking food we eat. They're
Oh
genetically modifying.
Here we go.
They're genetically modifying.
They
their
have to
fucking,
go down. You know, they have to spiral, right? Instead of just saying, you know what, I'm smoking poison. They have to spiral.
I mean,
It's
let's
all
be real
poison.
here.
That's
Like,
the vape talking.
let's be real here. We're not fucking reading the back of ingredients of the fucking shit that we eat on a daily basis, but you want to get on me about.
You don't know what I
vaping.
do when I shop.
I know what you do.
You
You're
don't know.
not doing it.
I do it.
I've been with you.
You know you haven't.
I've been with you. You do not fucking read the back.
We went
of
out to eat today. How many fucking veggies is on my plate? Good amount.
Whatever.
Yeah, all right.
Whatever. Niggas eating broccoli and shit. Dr. Sebi, you shouldn't eat that. That's man-made.
Oh,
You
first
wanna
of
get
all,
technical?
I never believe in Dr. Sebi.
Right.
You get fucking diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. He'll tell you to fucking eat a strawberry smoothie.
I hear you.
How did he die?
The government.
I don't know. He just kind of disappeared, yo.
The government killed him.
Yeah.
Did it really?
Dangerous. He was dangerous.
You know, he was pretty old too. Man. He just died of natural causes.
No.
No.
He said, nope.
Nah, that's
Nah,
not the case.
man.
All right. One more question. Or 2 more. What's the best radio station in America to you?
The best radio station in America to me. What you mean by best? Like doing what?
That you just think like, yo, like, damn, they really are top.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, like, to me, like, you know, Breakfast Club is probably one of the best ones.
Yeah, that's a radio show, so that's like Power 105. Do I
Okay.
fuck with the whole Power 105 like programming? Not really.
I mean, I think, yo, when
But I fuck with the Breakfast Club.
I do fuck with the Breakfast Club, but I think when I'm in New York, right, and I don't listen to the radio that much anymore, but when I did, I feel like it was more entertaining when listening to them compared to listening to the DJs here, because I feel like they didn't repeat as much music. I feel like over here in Connecticut, 93.7, they have like a 5 to 6 songs that they're gonna play every fucking hour for 24 hours until maybe like a Friday night where I guess they're allowed to get a little looser with it.
Yeah, I don't know, because when I'm in the city, I listen to Hot 97.
Okay, so that means, so would you pick them as your top?
That would be one of my tops, absolutely.
Okay.
That would definitely be one of my tops, especially like when Flex is going crazy on like a Friday night going through the city. It's definitely an experience. I think that in other markets, bigger markets, they might have more songs in the rotation, but it's still the same. Like they still playing the same 12 songs.
Okay.
And they might be, playing some other type of games where they playing like some local shit that's really not that good, but it's really, from somebody that body knows or some shit like that. So they playing that in the rotation. Like, yo, this shit's not good. And because it's the city and they playing in the rotation out here, sometimes it makes it into the rotation out here. And it's not that good.
Yo, do you think that happens a lot where like songs that shouldn't be on the radio get played?
I don't know about shouldn't be on the radio. I don't know about, because I think there's different lanes for a song to get on the radio.
Okay.
So I don't know about should or shouldn't be on the radio.
I don't know, you never heard a song where like, how the fuck did this make it up? Like, how is this song popular right now?
Yeah, but if it's like catchy and somebody believes in it and invested the money into it, or invested resources into it, then it's gonna be on the radio. if they think that it could sell whatever products that, is a sponsor for the radio station at that particular time, and they gonna put it on the radio. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like
okay.
the demographic that listens to the radio is not people that look like us. The radio is not trying to be good for me,
Okay.
you know? So I understand that too. So songs that should or shouldn't be on the radio. Um I don't know. I feel like sometimes I think like great R&B songs should be on the radio and they get overlooked. That's just that's always been the case, you know?
Yeah.
Not until Linda Reynolds come on. She'll play him for you.
Yeah, Linda Reynolds definitely in playing for you. Definitely, absolutely. But that's not the rotation though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not rotation.
All right.
That's not the Linda Reynolds too. She from my neighborhood.
Or
Yeah.
last question: is radio dying?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Is there any way to save it at this point?
I think by d- by dying, it's like the newspaper. There's still eyes and ears that still listen to the radio and read the paper, just not as much. And there's still advertisement that can be sold through the radio and through the newspaper. So for now, it's still gonna be a viable resource.
For how long do you think?
Um
You give me a time frame, like
I'm
before
trying
it's almost like
I'm trying to think of like a way where I think the radio will always be a thing because when you're in your car and don't have or you don't want to play something off your phone, you're gonna listen to the radio. Or the radio will, I think, create new ways to go back to like, yo, 8 p.m. we're giving away this, or 8 p.m.
okay.
this is gonna happen. So it's gonna drive people to listen to the radio. But like I said, it's not as impactful as it was when 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, Spotify
But
and
I think it's
Apple
still gonna
Music,
be there.
Spotify and Apple Music definitely probably the ones that are responsible for like the potential death of radio.
Yeah, that I mean, yeah, absolutely. Go back to Napster.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like the radio's been dying for 20 years, so it'll probably be
a slow bleed.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'll probably be another 20, 30 years before it just eats itself and creates something new.
Okay.
But it's still the radio is a platform in itself. So I don't know, what's gonna replace the radio. You
Okay.
know?
I mean, we're kind of seeing it now where like these streaming platforms have their own version of a radio.
Exactly.
Where they have like
they just recreated the radio
Right.
on a streaming platform.
where they
Okay.
have like their playlists, or they may have like a host talking on the
Absolutely.
platform, and it's
Absolutely.
essentially the radio.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I think that there's less appeal for it because right now most people tend to get in their car and listen to the music that they want to listen to when they want to listen to
Mhm.
it. Like I think at one point in time, you had to listen to the radio if you didn't want to go out and buy a song, or buy a CD or a tape
And just
or something.
and just
But
pray they played the song
Right,
you
and pray
like.
they
But
play
at
it,
one point, the
know?
radio was telling you what was hot.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? The radio was prompting you to go buy a single or an album or
They would
to
they would
engage with an
definitely
artist.
It would definitely dictate on what's like the new trend of music and who's the hottest artist and who you should be listening to.
Yeah.
But right now, it's like we have the choice at our fingertips. We don't
Yeah.
have to listen to 10 songs, 12 songs, 20 songs before hearing the one song that we want to hear. We don't have to listen to the same cycle of songs. We could switch it up.
Right.
Like,
But
Do you still listen to the radio?
nah. The problem is for me, like I just don't have an appeal for the radio. Like
Wait,
it's for me
what year would you say you gave up on the radio?
probably the year that. What year did I I would say probably like gave up in terms of what, like actively
I'm-
jumping towards the radio, or like the last time
Like
I
where it
listened
just
to the
stopped
radio.
being a regular thing for you.
I would say like 2011.
Oh damn, you've been out the game for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the year I bought my car, my
Okay.
first car. Because yeah, back then like I had like CDs, I had like the aux connected to my phone, and I would just listen to music through
Okay.
through my phone, But that was like on the pinnacle of like where you could like rip songs off of like the internet and like download it directly to your phone. So I didn't have a reason to like listen to the radio anymore. But like last time I listened to the radio is like whenever my Bluetooth disconnects and it'd be playing bullshit, and I just swap it off to like
Okay.
whatever I want to hear.
I remember the one thing I did like about the radio, and this wasn't on 93.7. It was the other one. Was the War of the Roses thing? Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, what
It's
channel
like
is that?
it's like pretty much pranks, like where they'll call
Was that
people.
97.5 or some shit like that? Is that Kiss? Is that on
It
Kiss?
might, I think it is Kiss.
Yeah.
Yo, I think that's the shit where they try to catch people cheating, like
No, that's a
very
fact.
messy
That's
shit,
a fact. Yeah, very messy, very messy.
very messy. But it's entertaining.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
even when I was listening to, I think I pretty much stopped listening to radio probably within like the last 2-3 years.
Mhm.
Because I just got sick of like the repetitiveness. It's like, yo, I've been tuned in for like an hour. I just heard the same songs like twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like every other 5 minutes is a commercial.
Mhm. I mean, it's not I feel like, just being in the radio world and just learning about the radio, it's not programmed for you to listen for an hour. It's programmed for your car ride, 15, 20 minutes.
Mm.
So you catch those 5 songs.
Well, all this fucking traffic in Connecticut. It's
Yeah.
at least a half hour.
Yeah, no, that's a
Right.
fact. And there's certain times, like for me, I listen to the radio during certain times of the day, and is I enjoy it because I listen to the DJs.
Mm.
I think
Yo, but is that because you're in the field, so you kind of have more of a different
Like appeal to it.
little bias
I have a
towards it?
different respect and
Yeah.
appreciation. Like when I listen to Rex during the midday, Rex, I don't think he fucked up a transition on between 2 records in like 10 years. Like that niggas be flawless.
Mm.
So I'm listening to really just appreciate the craft of
Okay.
DJing. Like all the DJs I named earlier have all been DJing probably as long as I've been born, or probably around the time I've been born. You feel me? So
Yo, do you think maybe it's just time for a whole new rotation of people to try to like,
no,
bring more people back into it?
nah,
Nah,
I
I
don't think
think
that's gonna do it.
I
I don't
think
think
what
that's
it
gonna help.
is,
Nah?
to be honest with you, like I
Maybe
think
it's gonna build up a little hype, and I feel like it's gonna build up hype, but not on the radio. Not like it's gonna build up hype on social media
Yo,
for those younger
Yo,
DJs.
do you think maybe 93.7 should do something kind of like the Breakfast Club or its own version where it's like a little more visuals?
Yeah, I think there were opportunities. I remember K Dub. You remember K Dub?
No,
K Dub is running this. Shouts out to K Dub, Kevin W. Reese. He had this show with Big Man,
okay.
the On Air Idiots
That I remember on here.
back in the day, and he was doing, and this was like mid 2000s, like 2007, 2008.
Oh, so he may have been like ahead of his time.
Nah, he was right on time. It's just that they weren't able to capitalize on the visual aspect of it, right? Like at that time, we had 50 right here in the backyard, so that was accessible. And I just feel like somebody dropped the ball up there, and maybe they didn't see the vision. I don't know what it was.
Okay. So just to get back into the roots of your radio. So you're a part of Titanium Radio.
Mhm.
How did you get started with them?
I was doing a radio show by myself. The Best Out show was on Saturdays, and Q and my boy AD was doing Titanium Radio on Thursdays.
And what year was this?
This was like we started probably like 2010,
Okay, so damn, so
2000,
14 years.
yeah, 2010, 2011, something like that. And so I grew up around Q Wick, like we ain't go to the same school or nothing together, but like I known Q since I was a kid, type of thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So Q always been my man. He's always been a cool dude. So it came to a point where I couldn't do the show on Saturdays. So we just decided to collab and come together. And he brought me on the Titanium Radio. And I've been doing that ever since, probably since like 2012 or something like that. Q was way better with the years than I am.
How did that how was that transition from being like one person running the whole thing to now kind of having to work with others? Was it easy for you? Because sometimes when you're like the head, like the head guy, right?
Mhm.
You make all the decisions, everything's on you. You don't have to really listen to anybody or take any feedback or anything like that.
Yeah.
So when you go and join the team, it can be kind of like a little bit like, well, I don't really like it this way, but then they're like, well, this is more our stuff than yours.
Yeah. Nah, with like running the show by myself, I would run the boards, I would DJ, interview, let people in, like do everything, literally everything. So having somebody competent and experienced like you is a blessing. Like,
Okay.
that's like a big brother, honestly. So nah, that shit is a blessing, and it's beautiful that we were able to come together and be consistent still to this day. And it's like a lot of the shit Q and I do is intuitive. Like it's like throwing alley oops. Like I don't really gotta think too much about it. And
Okay.
if he's like,
Y'all in rhythm.
yeah, type shit, like I don't know. It seems like y'all kind of have the same type of chemistry. Like y'all known each other for a long ass time. Like just
Yeah, when he's not being like my biggest op,
yeah, right. Like,
our synchrony is good.
This is him, bro. He just has to like.
Yeah, this is me.
Ruin the moment.
Real. And I call shit for what it is.
Okay.
Anyways.
All right.
So Q's an easygoing guy. So it's not like we have arguments or debates or like any type of shit. Like we have the same goals in mind.
Okay. What are your goals with the station at this point?
Is just to elevate and put the city on. Like there's so many words you could say that in, but
like, are you guys trying to compete with 93.7 in a way?
Not at all.
Nah.
I don't know. Compete like
obviously, like I mean, I feel like when it comes to Connecticut, they're like the number one radio station for hip hop.
Because they're a corporation.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course they're number one.
No, for sure.
And it's like, how can you compete? All right, if you're like a mom and pop.
No, it's like
if you're a mom and pop donut shop.
Try to compete with Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, you gonna compete with Dunkin' Donuts?
No,
you just gonna try to make the best donuts that you can, and you gonna try to build a legacy that you could pass down to your kids or whatever your goal is as an entrepreneur. Yeah. Like you're not competing with Dunkin' Donuts.
No, I get what you're saying, right? But is that what I'm asking is, are you guys trying to become something like as big?
I think in 2024, everyone kind of has the opportunity to be as big as Hot 937.
Okay.
Just because everyone has Wi-Fi access and the Instagram,
I like
the Facebook,
that. I like that,
and the YouTube. So I think everyone kind of has.
Too.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to.
Or
you don't have
the
to
people behind us.
You don't have to wait till the people behind us.
Or the generation behind us.
It could be us. It could be us. So I think that's in the back of everybody's mind. Like I want to be, you know,
the biggest you could be.
Yeah, I want to be the best I could be, and I want to be somebody that they talk about 20, 30 years from now in Connecticut. Like, yo, that dude B. Davis, like he was dope. He put on, he was doing his thing.
No, I get that. So how many of you guys are part of the team now?
I would say it's a few of us. Shouts out to Joker. Shouts out to Darius, the cameraman. Shouts out to Mimi, new co-host. QT, myself. And, you know, we got family and friends. We got Titanium Radio family and friends out there that's been riding with us for the past decade plus.
Okay. Yeah. So the guy that it was an AD, no longer a part of it. Or?
He's a part of it. He's definitely a part of it.
Okay.
Like that's
the guy
that's another big brother, but he's a family man. Like dedicated family man. So I admire that for sure. Like I see him with his kids, and I just saw you with your son, and I'm like, man, damn, man, I'm missing out.
No, you're not. That's fine.
Felt like
bro.
I feel like KD, man. Like, yo, I'm just putting up numbers.
The good thing about being a man is, no matter how old you are, you can just always get like a 25-year-old knocked up, start over like nothing.
That's what they say.
That's how the game go.
But time is of the essence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So. I mean, it's definitely tough, man. Like, because when you're an entrepreneur and you have a family and kids, it's like, who do you prioritize, right? Because like obviously most people tend to go with their family and kids, right? Mm-hmm. But then you have your passion over here
that sacrifices your dreams, you know.
And it's like at the end of your life, it's like, are you gonna regret not giving more to your passion?
I guess that would really mean it's what really fulfills you, you know. Like at the end of the day, are you really gonna look back and be like, I'm happy I was able to spend more time with my kids, or are you gonna look back and be like, you know, I should have spent more time on my dreams. You know?
Yeah,
I think it really is a person to person question. You feel me? Like
I feel you.
It's like each person is gonna have a different answer for that.
Do you feel like you're missing out because you don't have kids?
Nah, because my philosophy is you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. So yes, I feel like I'm missing out, but at the same time, like I'm living a hell of a life right now.
Is it like not to say the lack of, but like, do you think that it's the market out here that causes you to not be able to make that next step, or
it's
do you
not
feel
the market out here?
You talking about like market of women?
Yeah. That's what I thought you were talking about. Nah, I was really seeing shit that your boys might have went through. Like shit.
That's what I said.
I'm my child support here, guys.
Exactly. Like yo, my boy been in and out of child support court for like 17 years.
Yeah.
and it's so bad.
I mean, at least he only got 1 year left.
No, he got other kids. So.
But the thing is, we're so conditioned to believe that like because he's on child support, he's a bad father. You feel me?
Yo,
like,
this dude.
And realistically, it's not the case. I know a few niggas that is really great dads.
No, he's
with their kids all the time. He's a
great father. She just want another vacation or whatever the fuck she wants. But whatever. Yo, he's in child support court so much over the past 17 years. He's almost an attorney. Like, he almost went to law school. Like, the shit that he says, I'm like, yo, how the fuck do you know this? Because he's been in court for 17 years. And that, to me, is a nightmare. And not to say that that's going to be my future, but I just want to take my time with something like that. Very, very important.
Yeah, for sure.
You're definitely taking your time.
Yeah.
You just been throwing jabs at everybody today.
How's it a jab? How's it a jab?
No, it was a compliment.
Yeah. See, op activities.
All right, man. You know what? I'm gonna let you rest for the rest of this.
No, be yourself.
And whenever I want to feel like I have a kid, I'll just take one of my friends' kids.
Okay.
Take them to the park. Take them to the movies. Take them out to eat, something like that. So yeah,
just snuff that fire out, right? Like you start getting that baby fever. Let me go show some kids real quick.
I mean, I'm pretty much agree with you. I got no kids. You know, I'm in my 30s. I got no kids, and I feel the same exactly. I want kids though. Like, you know, I definitely actively do want to get there, but I feel like seeing what my friends went through, seeing
man,
what people
hard,
my family members went through.
It's a lot of trauma. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a lot of trauma. It's a lot of trauma to see people that are very irresponsible having kids. It's like, yo, what the fuck? They let you have kids? Like,
they let anybody do this shit.
They let anybody have kids. God damn.
But I remember one point in time, there was this girl had given her baby cow's milk, like an infant cow's milk.
That's crazy.
You feel me? It's like,
and she probably read it somewhere on the internet that that's a good thing.
Probably collecting child support as well. You feel me? Like, you're nowhere near a fit mother. This is someone personal, like someone that I know personally.
How's the kid?
I don't know I don't know what's good with this nigga today. You feel me? But it's like, this is the issues that I'm having. You feel me? It's like, not only that, but it's just like, also want to make sure that you find the right person.
I mean, I will say, bro, I think if you don't have kids, I think you have no excuse. Like you should, you gotta make it.
You gotta
like if you don't got kids,
niggas don't have. There's no other issues.
Nah, like, that's it. Yo, life. What's up? What's holding you back? Yo, when you don't got kids,
you're
the problem.
Nah, you are the problem.
Yo, because if you have kids, you just guys have that excuse, man. Like, why don't you do it? Why don't you make it in life? Family, family.
I had these kids.
I never had a chance.
Yeah. Nah, if you don't got kids, you just blew it. Pause. You just
bro, I hate seeing broke people without kids. It's like, how the fuck you broke without kids?
That's because they're living their life. They're just spending like they have no fucking kids.
Yeah.
Like,
still.
like irresponsible. That's one thing.
Irresponsibly spending, yeah.
They're like, y'all have nobody to worry about.
I could go.
How old is your son?
Mine's 10. I got 10.
So it's been 10 years since you've been like, I don't got to worry about nobody.
Yeah.
You probably forgot what that feels like.
Yeah, man. I don't know what that shit's like. Nah, I'm kind of irresponsible.
Yo, even with these kids, so you get it. You get us. Yo, you understand us.
Nah, yo, it be dead ass times, bro. It usually be, you know what it is? It's usually when I'm on vacation, and I'm like, oh shit, like I'm a dad. Like I gotta go back to this shit. Like,
you're spending money on alcohol.
You go on vacation with your family?
I alternate.
Okay.
I don't think they deserve it as much as me, so I go on more vacations than them. But I do take my kid. I'll say this, yo, my kids got more stamps on their passport than most adults that I know.
That's dope. That's the way it should be. I see a lot of people go on vacations without their kids.
Bro, I'm an advocate for that.
You're fucked up.
I'm an advocate for that.
As a dad who brings his kids on vacation a good amount of times, right? I think you could vouch for me.
Yeah.
I don't like promote it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that good.
It's not.
I'll tell you right now. Like, I went to DR. I brought my kids, and my son was like 1 at the time, right? Kind of a bad trip. Terrible. Like, I gotta just take care of him.
Right.
I'm trying to get fucking drunk, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see what DR is about.
That doesn't sound fun. That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
You got to pay an extra ticket for somebody that's not going to even remember the experience.
Bro, he cried. He cried the whole fucking plane right there. There was people mad at me, and I'm like, what the fuck you want me to do? Like, I'm trying my best here, man.
Bring him. They mad at you because you brought your 1-year-old son to DR.
Bro, I don't think people should be allowed to bring kids on vacation.
And that's why. That's why they were mad at you.
Yeah, no, I was the problem, yo. Me and my kids were the problem.
Yes.
So don't judge people that go on vacation without their kids. First of all, you need the break. And when you bring your kids on vacation, it's not really a vacation. That's just parenting in a different location.
Yo, I think it's like it's an Instagram file. I think that's what it is for me. And I'm talking as a person that doesn't have kids, so I'm kind of like judging.
Okay.
But I feel like, yo, you go on vacation without your kids and then you flex on Instagram. It's like, yo, come on, where your kids at, yo?
I give grace.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think right, at 10 years old.
That's just a hater. It'd be a hater.
I'm partly, and I don't have any kids, so I'm definitely hating. Like I have no parts in that conversation at all. I don't even know what that life is like at all.
I'm telling you.
So I'm absolutely judging, and I'm absolutely out of pocket.
I'm saying, as someone with kids, don't bring them on vacation. At least,
I say 10, man.
Bro, I took my son to Florida a couple years ago. I think he was like 6 or 7, right? He was miserable the whole fucking trip because his allergies were acting up the whole trip, right? If your kid's miserable on a trip, guess who else is miserable? You.
Yeah.
So just like, I'm like, what the fuck, man? I came out here all for this shit.
Yeah.
You spent money to not have a good time.
I just remember being a kid and going to Disney World and going to Florida and my mom taking me on vacation. My mom ain't going on a trip without me. That's just.
Bro, do you think you would have had just as much fun at like your local fair?
Probably.
Yeah.
Hell no. Because getting on a plane,
going to lake compounds.
They would have took you to Six Flags, been just as
fun. We went to Riverside when I was a kid.
Okay.
So going on a plane is lit as a kid.
Well, how old are you?
Lit. 6, 7. Like this was like every year type of thing.
At that point, you have like some type of sense. I'm talking about if you bring someone that's like 4 and under and they're still crying, they don't want to walk.
I probably wouldn't do that as a parent either.
You shouldn't bring a kid under 10 years old, man. Like under 10.
I say 7, yo. 7's good.
I feel like 7, you're still like a liability.
You don't know.
You feel me?
You don't know.
Bro, you
don't know.
You know what?
Did you have a big birthday celebration like for your kid when they turned 1?
I did for both of them.
Yeah.
But my mom and my dad kind of took care of that.
Okay.
It was like you've been to one, right? It was like it was probably as big as like most people's fucking wedding. Like it's like because because I got the only grandkids from my parents, right? So they went all out for both of my kids' first birthday party. Like it was like a big ass hallway, probably 100 people there, type shit. Like
that's
like
lit.
I would have never done it.
Yeah, no, that's lit. But it's like, your kid is not gonna remember that shit at all.
People be taking the kids on trips for their birthdays, all types of shit. It don't make sense to me, man.
So I don't know. This is all as a person that has no kids that's just thinking about this type of shit.
Yo, as I love my kids, and I love being a dad, and I actually want, like, I'd have more if I could.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I completely understand why someone would not have kids at all. Like, as someone with kids and who loves their kids, I can understand what people say, like, oh, I don't ever want to have kids. And like that upsets parents for some reason. But I understand, being able to be as selfish as you want for your whole life, is a great feeling. And I understand why people don't want to give that up.
Yeah.
Like making yourself the priority every single day. I see the appeal of it. Like, I don't see why people have an issue with it. Like, I think it's okay to be selfish. Because when you have kids, the issue is if you continue to be selfish, that's a problem. When you're a selfish parent, that's because now you're affecting someone else's life that you created.
Absolutely.
So if you don't want to give up being selfish, don't have kids. This is why I don't understand like how some people just have kids by accident. It's just like,
that's what I'm saying, man. That shit is traumatizing.
Are you okay with dating single mothers? Or would you ideally want somebody that doesn't have kids?
I date single moms. Hell yeah. Dating, yeah, but like dating like dating with intentions and shit like that's the shit you talking about?
Yeah, like actually committed, full-fledged relationship.
With a single mother.
Like you saying are you cool being a stepdad?
Yeah, that's basically what he's asking.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Do you feel like
if he's dead, if the baby father's dead?
Yeah. No,
that's the only option?
Yeah.
That's the caveat.
That's the only cap. I agree with you. If the guy's still alive, there's always a chance you'll still fuck him.
The real shit.
If the baby daddy still has a pulse, there's a chance you'll still fuck him, and that's a chance you shouldn't take.
Do you feel like
I say what if he's a quad, I'll let it go to.
Okay.
A quad? What do you mean?
Like he can't move his legs.
Okay, like
he's still alive.
I thought that's what you meant.
Like he's a vegetable.
She could still fuck him.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't go up.
It's not even. It's about fucking him too, but it's more so him just being in a picture, like him coming around, picking the kid up. Now I gotta like, I should just all just awkward shit between men. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
I'm supposed to be the only man in this situation.
Yeah, and I don't know if that nigga's gonna be mature enough to be like had a conversation. I don't even know if I'm gonna be mature enough to have a, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just that type of situation. It takes a lot. It takes a lot for two guys to really fucking I don't want to say co-parent, but
no,
be in the same space.
It is. No, you are co-parent with another man.
Do you feel like at your age it's hard to find women without kids?
Yes and no. I think when at this age finding women without kids is like, yo, what's wrong with her? What type of crazy is she? Is she like
often do you say you
cat
find
lady
them,
crazy or like church lady crazy?
I'll be honest with you, bro. If you find a woman in her late 30s to early 40s without kids, you don't really ask what kind of crazy you are. You just ask like, how many times have you been to Planned Parenthood? How many snips have we done here?
She has some slip ups.
Yeah. That's her business, you know. That's her right, I should say.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pro-choice.
That's her right.
But you gotta ask.
It's a whole nother conversation.
How many? How many trips?
Right.
How many $400 bills have you gotten? I don't know if the price has gone up or not.
Right.
Plan B is also a method, also. So, you know,
I don't understand why people don't take Plan Bs.
Shit, I don't know either. I don't know.
I mean, but getting back into the music. So since you've been on the radio, who's been your favorite artist that you guys have like had on or interviewed?
I don't really have a favorite.
Nobody like stands out to you? All lames? Jeez.
Nah, not all lames. Not all lames, but I think there's highlights.
Okay.
But it's just like, yeah, there's highlights. Like we just interviewed Sean C. He produced on Reasonable Doubt, and he produced on American Gangster.
Really?
Yeah, he has a Grammy, so that was dope.
Is he from Connecticut?
Nah.
Okay.
He's from Harlem. Shouts out to Sean C.
That's dope.
We interviewed who else we interviewed? I don't know. It's all a blur, honestly. Like my boy Fuego Bass, he came on one time, and I asked him a question about his mom, and he started crying. I was like, man, I ain't even really like. I didn't want him to do that. Like, that's my boy. I don't want him to start. So shit like that is memorable.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Like catching like, a man crying on camera. Like, that like that was a personal question.
Nah, facts. Yeah, I just had my niece DJing. She's fucking 9 years old. I just had her DJing on the radio like 2 Thursdays ago. Like, I don't know. I just love what I do. So anytime I get to have, and a lot of times I don't have expectations, you know? So it's like I walk into it like, yo, I've never heard of this person before, or I might have heard of him. He might have 1 or 2 songs, or I might know something about him as far as like making music or her making music or doing whatever they're doing. But then the conversation goes somewhere else.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, snap, they're really this type of person. Or like, so I just really enjoy the process of interviewing and talking to people.
Yo, what would you say is some interviewing tips that most people need before they come on? Like, what are some like things people mess up on when they're talking on?
Being an interviewer or an interviewee? Like
interviewee.
Okay, so being a person that's getting asked the question.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Be yourself. I would say be comfortable. I would say be confident because you're there to talk about some shit that you already know, and they typically want you to be there. So just be comfortable. Be yourself.
Do you think a lot of people aren't themselves when the camera comes on?
Sometimes at first, they might have like some type of, and that's natural to be nervous or some shit like that. A little, maybe not defensive, but yeah, I would say nervous. And I feel like a good interviewer is gonna make them comfortable to be able to answer questions.
Okay. Do you get nervous at all when you go on any different platforms? Or is it like nothing to you anymore?
Nah, I don't really get nervous. Not doing this shit. Not like talking.
Excuse
yeah,
us. My
yeah,
bad, big dog.
y'all didn't give me that vibe. Like, nah, I'm fucking with y'all. But yeah, I don't get nervous.
Yo, do you get nervous still when we go on other platforms?
Yeah, I would say a little uneasy for sure. Even when like we do things outside of our norm. So like even when we do like the street interviews outside of like the studio, you know, it's
Yeah,
like
that's I think that definitely makes me more nervous than anything.
It's like, you know, we got to the point right now where this is like kind of just like second nature at this point, you know, where like it's like there's no thought behind it. But whenever like I have to go on another person's platform or do something like the street interviews or the food reviews, it's like
anxiety's a little
yeah, it's like all right, like now I gotta, you know, become like
yo, you know what it is, yo?
space.
It's like when you don't have home court advantage, you know? It's
Right.
like you're gonna smash a new girl at her house instead of your house. It's like, you know, like
I'm okay with that.
Are you?
Yeah,
I mean, like you go through it, but sometimes I'm like, what's gonna be?
Like I don't get performance anxiety at all. Like,
nah, hell nah. Nah, not when it comes to that.
All right.
New body, I'm definitely getting performance anxiety.
Podcasting and smashing on like the first night at her crib, nah, there's no performance anxiety.
See, I like home court advantage. Like
home court advantage is important, but you don't always have home court advantage. So you have to be able to perform on the road. You got to perform under any type of circumstance. And I'm from where if you don't perform, they're going to talk about you. So, and that goes for anything. Whatever you want to apply that to, whatever you want to apply that to,
it's multifaceted.
They're going to talk about you. So you better perform.
I'm cool with that. Cool. You could say whatever.
You think so?
No, I've accepted it.
Nah, because then that's when they gonna give it to the next generation. That's when they gonna say, "Oh, he paved the way for the next generation." Like, nah, you gotta perform, man. You gotta be the
Are
guy.
We still talking about radio?
We talking about life. We talking about being that guy, man. We talking about being that guy. Period.
Yeah, player slip up.
The shit never stops. I feel like you can't, like, if you want to be that one of those guys, you can't ever turn it off. Like it's not like something you punch the clock. Like you always performing, and sometimes you might be off.
It's
like
yours,
you said, players fuck up. LeBron miss, Kobe miss. You feel me? Mike miss, but they still showed up the next game and performed.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, you have bad nights.
That's a fact.
Okay.
That's a fact. But you can't let that shit get in your head. You can't be like Ben.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's why that's why that's why I take the criticism like nothing.
Yeah.
Like I fuck up. Boom, we're on to the next. Like you say whatever you want. You know?
No, I feel you gotta have thick skin. You gotta let this shit roll off your shoulders and shit, because motherfuckers gonna say whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
Like people gonna hate you, not hate you, but people gonna talk about you for doing what you want to do in life, and people gonna talk about you for not doing what you want to do in life.
Either way,
like, they gonna talk like, you feel me? Like, yo, he's a bum. He's not doing anything with his life, or they gonna be like, yo, look at him. He thinks he's all
he thinks he's somebody. Right?
Yeah, feel me? So people gonna talk.
Yo, do you guys have any like haters, or have you ever heard any like negative feedback about you guys on the radio?
Nah, I get put in a diss record like once every maybe like 3 or 4 years.
You been in a diss record?
Yeah,
what they be dissing
man.
for?
You gotta get your clout up, man.
For real? Like, damn. Yo, you know,
get your clout up, dog.
That's right, yo. You know how I know I haven't made it, yo? Because no one's made a fake page with my face in it. That's when you know. Yo, when someo's using your face to make a fake page,
I'm not
you
that
know,
lit yet.
you know, you're like, okay, I'm doing something.
I ain't that lit yet.
Yo, so who dissed you? Say the name.
Do I want to say it? I mean,
they dissed you. They put it out there.
There was no, I ain't gonna say their name because I don't even want to like. Yeah.
So what's the story behind it?
You don't want the remix of the diss?
So currently, somebody just threw me in their diss record, and it's like one of my best friends' friends.
This year?
Yeah, he just played it like last weekend. He's like, yeah, he put your name in the song. Yeah, he dissed me because I ain't give him an interview.
Why did you give him an interview?
Why didn't I give him an interview?
Yeah.
Yo, cuz, man. All right. Yo, my boy Q died, right? Cool Q. He passed away. Rest in peace, Cool Q.
Okay.
All right. So, they had like a thing at the basketball courts, like a vigil. Yeah, vigil for him, right?
The candles, bottles.
Yeah, all that type of stuff, right? So, my man, he called me over. He's like, yo, this like my childhood friend. He calls me over. He's like, yo, you know, da-da-da-da. And then his boy who dissed me, he's standing right there. And he uses this as an opportunity to talk about
radio stuff,
some fucking music shit. And I'm like,
You're not there for that.
Like, you're grieving.
Come on, man. What the fuck?
He's probably like, yo, in his mind, he's like, this is probably the only opportunity that got to be next to this guy.
It's not the only opportunity.
Yo, I kind of understand it from his point of view a little bit. I think still fucked up. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But sometimes it's like, yo, he probably saw like you and they're like, all right, this is my chance.
But it's not your chance.
I mean, it didn't work out.
You got to read the room. You got to read the room. And I feel like.
Do you think you would be more likely to have done an interview if he didn't ask you there? No.
You said would I been more likely to do the interview with him
if he didn't ask you there? If he asked in any other situation, maybe he had shot you guys a DM or something.
Yeah, facts. Or just see me any other time. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Like for me, I don't know. Like it's weird. Like sometimes, and that's why some people might get the wrong perception or idea. Like, yo, how the fuck he get on the radio? How he get on Titanium Radio? Like, yo, it's all about the approach. Like, I don't know. Like,
yo, no, we understand.
It's the approach, really. Like,
yo, we're starting to get this reputation in Connecticut of like
being stuck up.
Yeah. So and I feel like Titanium Radio, we kind of have the opposite reputation where people are like, yo, y'all let anybody up there. But then there's people that diss me for not letting them up there. You feel me? So it's like two sides of the coin.
Right.
And it's the same thing where I said people gonna hate you or talk about you regardless. Like regardless. So I think I would have eventually let him up there, and I still might, because I think it's an interesting conversation to have now that he dissed me.
Right.
Yeah.
And he threw my name in there with another DJ, and I felt disrespected because I felt like I deserved my own diss. Like, just don't.
Like, oh, you gotta cluster me up?
Yeah, don't.
Like, give me some bars.
So, what did he say exactly?
Give me a verse, my boy. Like
what did he say exactly?
He said something like, I'm paraphrasing because don't remember the bars. No disrespect. But he said something like, you know, he's not recognized by the B Davises and the DJ Rome. Shouts out to DJ Rome.
Yo, shout out to DJ. We had him on
the show. Yeah, shouts out to Rome. That's my boy. Hell yeah. So, you know, Rome did the mixtape, and
I guess he wasn't on the mixtape.
He wasn't on the mixtape, and he felt slighted. So
that might be the battery in his back. That might be his villain arc, right?
Yeah. No, it definitely is.
He turned up after that.
Yeah, no. He's definitely using
he's like,
that
yo,
as energy.
I can't wait to make the shit on these niggas.
Yeah, that's a fact. But what happens when I let you on the show? You still gonna have a battery in your back? Like, what are you gonna do then?
Nah, niggas be bitching out in person.
Going like,
not to say, I don't know who this guy is, so not even to call you the bitch, but it's like people don't have the same energy.
Yo, whenever you're within punchable distance, energy's very different.
Yeah, that's when you know it's real. Like you said, and I feel like that's a great boundary. Punchable distance. Yeah, within punchable distance, you can tell the temperature.
That's often my problem.
You could
some
tell the
people
temperature.
Have pointed out is I'll get within punchable distance.
Yeah.
And ignite it. And keep the energy.
Not keep it, ignite it.
Like, do you throw the first punch usually, or you the one?
No, he's gonna force you to throw the first punch.
Oh man.
You're not. He's not gonna throw the first punch. He's gonna make you want to punch him first, though.
Self-defense.
Yeah.
But I've been working on it.
Yeah.
Been working on it. Yo, what other disses how many other disses have you been mentioning?
There was another diss a while ago. Shouts out to Cartier Chase. He dissed me.
Why'd you say his name, not the other guy's name?
Cause now we're talking about it, and I don't really care. It's cool.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, shouts out to Cartier Chase. He dissed me. He was going through a back and forth with my boy Cool Q, rest in peace once again. They was going through a back and forth, and I had posted Q's reply, but I didn't post Cartier Chase's reply.
Okay.
So Cartier felt slighted by that, and he threw me in some bars, started going live talking about me. And, you know, we was going back and forth on social media and shit.
You engaged in this one?
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. I told him I took his ad lib.
Okay.
Yeah, type shit. So it was funny.
Yo, which diss do you think was the best one that you've ever been in? Like, which one you were like, okay, damn, they got me?
No, they never got me.
They never got you?
Hell no. Hell.
They're all whack?
No, they just can't. How? Like.
No, I'm saying you never heard a diss where like, okay.
No, I'll tell you what though. One diss. I was in a relationship at the time, and he mentioned her, and she was fucking pissed. Like, she wanted me to ride out type shit. Like,
crash out over.
Yeah, I swear to God, she wanted me to crash out.
I mean, how bad? What is like the diss? Like, what did he say about her?
He's like, he said her name and then was like, yo, I want to hit it or something like that.
Okay,
You know
okay.
how these rappers
Yeah.
do. So she was very upset. But that shit was funny. But that's the only thing that was like,
It got a
that really got close to you.
yeah, and it
Yeah.
wasn't even me, it was her. Like, why are you letting this shit bother you?
but
Like, what the
but you know what
fuck?
is fucked up? She's gonna put the battery in your
Yeah,
back to
that's
go
what she was
fucking
trying to do. Like,
go do some real shit.
she
You
had a
don't end
little
up in jail.
attitude, everything. Like, yo, you not about to do something about this? And I'm like, you want me to crash? Like, I'm looking at her like, you want me to crash out about this type of
This should show you that she wasn't the one, man.
Yeah. Like this ain't no
Crazy. She don't care
Biggie,
about
this
your
ain't no
well-being.
Biggie and Tupac like this shit. Like what are you talking about?
Nah, it's crazy, yo. And
Okay.
and Hartford's way too small for like any type of like real beef. If you are a person that's outside, like you gonna see, like you gonna see,
You're gonna run into
yeah, you gonna see who you gonna see. You feel me?
and then we'll see the energy there.
Exactly, when you in punchable distance. But sometimes you don't even have to be in punchable distance. But that's another story.
You could be in shooting distance.
Yeah, it's Hartford. Yeah,
Yo, do you think Hartford's like a tough city?
absolutely. Oh yeah,
You know what's crazy?
it's one of the toughest cities. Like in the bracket of tough cities in America, I think it's in
America?
in tier 1 of tough cities.
Really?
Hell
All
yeah.
right, rank the toughest cities in Connecticut.
The toughest cities
Yeah.
in Connecticut?
Mhm.
Shit. Tough how though? Like what we talking about tough? Like tough to make it out or tough like, yo, you might get shot there, tough. Or tough like, yo, I know a tough nigga from Stanford. Like, like, what we talking about? Like
I guess like dangerous, I guess. Like dangerous. Yeah.
dangerous cities in Connecticut?
Yeah.
Hartford, New Haven, Bridgeport.
You think Hartford's number 1? It's the most dangerous?
I mean, in my experience, this is like back to like what we're talking about with crack. In my personal experience, I know the most about Hartford.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Hartford. Like, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go, and that's no disrespect to New Haven because I know they've been getting it fucking popping the past couple of years. And
That's a funny
not,
thing to say. No disrespect to y'all dangerous.
Yeah. I'm not saying because like some
like y'all ain't pussy. Don't worry. I got
because now some niggas out there will be watching this like, oh, he's saying we don't get it in like that. I'm not saying that.
Let's go catch some bodies.
Some people use that as a badge of honor.
Yeah,
like,
which I think is stupid.
It depends on the perspective you're looking at it from, right? Like if in hip hop, we grew up looking at places like Brooklyn,
Harlem,
the Bronx, Compton, Watts, as Chicago as tough places.
Yeah.
These are like the archetypes of where hip hop stems from. So when you come to Connecticut and they like, yo,
shit sweet.
Yeah, y'all don't get it in like that. Like we have to poke our chest out. You feel me? Or there's guys from those cities in Connecticut that poke their chest out and it's like, what the fuck is you talking about? You feel me? Like if our cities were as big as y'all cities, we would have triple the murders. And that's, once again, I'm not like bigging that shit up, but that's just to paint the picture of how tough it is where we come from.
Yo, what do you think is the toughest city in Connecticut?
I think Bridgeport. Yeah, I think Bridgeport was the toughest one.
You looked at me for my response.
No, you kind of look. No, you look like the way you looked was like,
Them niggas.
Bridgeport.
I think Bridgeport. I think New Haven. They didn't get active. I think Hartford. The problem is that Hartford got a lot of people, so it's like shit just happened more frequently. So it's like, is it
like Hartford has also so many nice spots?
Right, like
where do you consider a nice spot in Hartford?
Like West Hartford?
That's not Hartford.
No,
that's not Hartford. To you?
No.
Downtown
Hartford?
Downtown Hartford is nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You think so?
If you like
beautiful city.
If you compare it to other places in Connecticut,
compare that shit to Waterbury. That shit is like a gourmet over there.
Waterbury is grungy, yo.
hey.
Waterbury is very grungy. I fuck with Waterbury though, but that shit is very grungy.
Nah, it's grungy out here. But I'm saying
all
that
right. Here's a good thing, right? This comes up all the time. Which city's the most hated in Connecticut? I'll say Waterbury. I don't know what it is about Waterbury, but people hate it.
I think as a collective, everybody hate Waterbury. Like,
why? Why you feel that way?
Yo, because I'm always just seeing literal hate on Facebook about Waterbury. And I don't understand why.
Bro, you know what's crazy? I was doing Uber, right? And every time people ask me where I'm from and I say Waterbury, they almost like get this little disgust. Like,
it's an ick.
People told me that they feel like a dark cloud is over Waterbury. Some people said it's like, it's so gloomy over there.
It is gloomy. Once you just said there's a dark cloud over Waterbury, I literally visualized that. Wow, it is damn near always cloudy when I drive through Waterbury. Why is that?
Bro,
what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that's why the niggas be
all
so
the hate
angry.
from the other cities piling up on us, man. Y'all got that smug.
I don't think like that's the thing. It's like perspective is key because I don't know. I don't think about Waterbury, and especially I don't ever hate on Waterbury. I love Waterbury, and I love the women in Waterbury. I think I have very beautiful women in Waterbury.
No, I think we got the baddest women in Connecticut.
Nah, no, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Who would you say got the baddest women in Connecticut?
New Britain.
New Britain?
Oh, you like the Boricua?
New Britain.
No.
Yeah,
Britain, Bristol.
Yeah, Bristol.
I'm not saying they don't got them, but New.
By far.
Really?
All the baddies moved to New Britain.
How many bodies you gonna caught in New Britain?
That's crazy.
That's a crazy question.
That's not crazy, but I'm like,
that's
not even a question of relevancy. I'm just saying that.
I
Like,
think it is. I think it's definitely relevant.
He just took it somewhere totally different.
like, that's not even
That's
like,
relevant. That's relevant to like, all right, like what do you? Because it lets me know how much experience you have in New Britain to make the
bro,
claim.
all the baddies. I feel like what happens is like people. New Britain's kind of like a focal point where it's like it's kind of in between Waterbury. It's in between, not really in between New Haven, but it's close to like Meriden. It's like that spot where like a lot of people be like, I want to move out of my city, and they end up just moving to New Britain.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they just have the baddest bitches. Like they just end up.
Yeah,
with
I guess
them.
I've never been in New Britain, and I was like, oh, like, I used to go to New Britain quite a bit.
Mhm.
At least have like some good clubs out there, and I was just never like, oh, you know, it's like, man,
When you look at the fucking go through Facebook a little bit, you'll guarantee you start seeing
you
New
like
Britain
checking
where they live.
locations when you go through
Bro.
these things.
I'm single, nigga. The fuck?
All right, creep.
Let's see where a bitch live. Like if it's worth the energy, I ain't gonna talk to somebody that's in fucking Rhode Island.
All right. What do you think? What city do you think got the baddest women in Connecticut?
I'm gonna go with and I'm gonna go with Hartford. Gotta
Hartford?
go with Hartford. And I think I mean there's like one or two on my radar all throughout Connecticut. So I don't
Okay.
want to like
Discredit them.
I don't want to discredit them or like say like once again like Waterbury has some of the best women in Connecticut. So for Hartford, I'm gonna go with Hartford for sure. We got
Okay.
the north end, south end. We just got a lot going on. So I mean, it depends. Whatever your
Okay.
flavor is, I feel like Hartford got to offer that.
It's the biggest city, so I can see.
I mean, it is a big city. I don't know. We should do like a survey one of these days. You know, just go out all these cities and be like, do some rankings.
That would be dope.
Rank
I
the,
think- I
rank the
think we-
women.
I
That's creepy.
That's creepy.
Rank the women.
You're checking people's addresses on Facebook.
Address
I'm
is
creepy.
wicked.
Yeah,
That's what you-
That's a
he-
stretch.
He didn't say that.
You kind of did. You said locations.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Are y'all really friends?
Op behavior. Yeah, I was about to say op behavior.
I feel like I'm sitting in the middle. I don't want to
Now,
choose
you know,
a side.
it's
like-
true friendship. You know, we say how we really feel. We say it,
Yeah.
and we don't talk behind each other's back. We just say it to each other's face, no matter
Yeah.
who's around.
Real,
So sorry that you gotta
friend.
sit in on it. But nah, I think that I think Waterbury do got some baddies. I think I cracked a couple things in Hartford.
Okay.
To answer your question, I haven't cracked Britain.
All
But
right. You can't.
well, that, just because I haven't fucked, so I gotta fuck on everything that's bad. Like
No, but so you got to fuck something in that city to give like a good perspective.
I just
I'd
don't
say
be
so.
chilling around New Britain enough. But
So
I,
you don't chill enough. You don't
but,
chill
okay,
enough in New
Hear me
Britain.
out. Hear me out. Can you hear me out? Can you hear me out?
Can you make sense?
Can you hear me
Can
out?
you
I'm
make-
listening. I'm listening.
I'll hear you out. Just make sense.
I don't be chilling in New Britain enough.
You just stalk them on Facebook. Gotcha.
No, I don't stalk them. I just be around people that be from New Britain.
Okay.
Like,
Hey, next time you're around these people, invite me. I want to see them.
I got you.
I want to see all these baddies.
You be around them. But anyways,
From New Britain?
right? So I think New Haven has New Haven girls are kind of like they're weird in a sense. Like it's like a night and day kind of thing, you know? Like it's either you're bad
It's a bipolar thing.
or you're really like
Yeah.
Yo, it's like being from Hartford. Now you got me really thinking. Like the bad bitches come from like Windsor and Bloomfield. Like,
Oh, so y'all don't even got them in Hartford.
Nah,
you get drive-bys.
the
Like-
overflow.
nah, that's like the suburbs of Hartford. Like how you just thought West Hartford was a part of Hartford.
Yeah.
Like Bloomfield and Windsor is like the black West Hartford.
So West Hartford
if you
is
will.
actually not.
Nah, it's a
Hartford,
town, but it's like the greater Hartford district
Okay.
is all of those towns put
Okay.
together.
Okay.
You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah. So, but like if you from Hartford, you're not gonna be like Bloomfield is a part of Hartford. You'll never say.
No,
that.
I mean, I
Yeah.
get that. Like
Yeah,
Bloomfield isn't, but I really thought
Yeah.
West Hartford,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
being
yeah.
in the same name, I thought it was like
nah,
part of the same thing.
That shit is like
Yo, which so being a DJ,
suburbs.
which city do you think has the best music like locally?
Damn, yeah, I'm gonna sound so biased.
Hartford again?
Yeah,
I'll give it to Hartford.
You think Hartford has the best like
Sounds so
Connecticut
biased.
rappers right now?
I'm gonna sound so biased,
Hartford and
but it's
Bridgeport.
not. Like it's just real, and it's like it goes into even. I'm a victim of this myself. Like the the disconnection between the 860 and the 203.
Okay.
So I know a few artists in the 203, but I don't know everybody like how I do up in the, in Hartford. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? So yeah, I gotta go with Hartford, but that's just
Are you familiar
out
with
of
any rappers
proximity.
in Waterbury?
In Waterbury?
Yeah.
Mm, probably am, but you probably got those.
Not
So,
off
but
the name.
nothing like no one comes to like to mind.
Not off the.
Nah, but if you probably said a
dome.
name, I'd be like, yeah, I know him.
No, but so that says a lot right there, right? Like, I mean, obviously we could probably name some names and you'll just hear them because you probably saw them. But like, if no one comes to mind immediately, it means I guess Waterbury rappers aren't doing enough work. Especially
Are there rappers in Waterbury?
there's a ton.
Yeah, shit.
Are they good?
I would say so.
Yeah.
But yo, see, but I
Do
think
you get respect? Like, do you feel like you get respect being from Waterbury? Is there like a hierarchy in Connecticut of like if you're from like New Haven, you get a salute. You from Bridgeport, you get a salute. From Hartford, you get a salute. You from Waterbury, and y'all just said it. Y'all kind of agree with me already. Like people look at y'all funny, or people give y'all like. Do y'all feel like?
yo,
Do you feel like you have to go harder because you're from Waterbury?
Here's the thing, right? I think that if you're from Bridgeport, you get respect.
Mhm.
If you're from New Haven, you get respect. Hartford, not so much.
Mm.
Waterbury, absolutely not.
Gotcha.
Like
Okay.
I think
that's
that
a fair assessment.
I think that like New Haven and Hartford, New Haven and Bridgeport, they beef so much that it's like they're almost like stamped. You know,
Yeah.
where like they're well respected, and plus Bridgeport is the closest to New York, so a lot of times they get overflow from like New York. You know, so like their artists like. Their artists typically, not to say they're artists, or sometimes their sound has like a New York like
I was gonna say
style
that.
to it. You feel
But
me?
I
So
feel like being so close to New York kind of loses their identity.
right.
Yeah.
Whereas like New Waterbury, it's kind of like
I think
it's the afterthought.
you know what? Here's what I think. I think people from Waterbury have an arrogance to them.
Mm.
And I think a lot of people in the surrounding area don't understand where that arrogance comes from. And I think that's why we get a lot of hate. Because people are like, yo, why the fuck do you think you're the shit? Like, what have you done? Like, I feel like, we're a bigger city. We're a more dangerous city. We have bigger artists. But for whatever reason, people here just have like this like attitude to them. We're like, yo, I don't give a fuck. Like, we're the best.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it rubs off people in the wrong way, which I understand. So, and I think that's why you just get like this city for whatever reason gets the hate it does. I feel like there's a lot of what other people see as unearned respect here.
Mm. Yeah, I can see that.
Because like I said, like Hartford gets the respect obviously because it's the capital. You know, so like that's the place where like it gets the most attention. Then you got like Bridgeport and New Haven where they kind of like it's like they built their respect. And Waterbury is like. Kind of
Like,
just
why do y'all think y'all deserve respect? Like
we're privileged kids.
Yeah,
We're
Hartford feels like we're kind of like in our own little space, our own thing. Like New Haven and Bridgeport being so close to the city is like gives them some type of like momentum or like support almost. Hartford feels like we have to create and manifest everything ourselves almost to kind of make it real.
Do you guys do a lot of work?
So to his point, if Hartford doesn't respect and appreciate you as an artist, then like nobody cares type of thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it's that type of environment where it's like, yo, you have to really, you gotta really like be talented. Even I feel like to even get a little bit of notoriety in Hartford because it's like everybody does it.
Give me
saying?
one artist in Hartford that's like you would say is the biggest artist from Hartford right now, currently rapping.
Bass.
Who?
Waco Bass.
Okay. And you think that that's because he sets the standard above and anything else in Connecticut, or is it just specifically Hartford?
I think he sets I feel like Bass represents Hartford in a way that hasn't been captivated before, right? Like there hasn't been someone to be able to take advantage of the opportunities in music like Bass has. And then within taking the opportunities, he's actually like performed. You know what I'm saying? Like
So he got the chance and actually made something out of it.
exactly.
You're saying, okay.
Exactly. We haven't seen that in Hartford, and we haven't seen that on that type of scale in Connecticut.
Okay.
You feel me? So
well, how do you feel about what's the dude from Norwalk, Webby? Do you feel like he had a chance and did something with it?
Webby went into his own lane that a lot of hip hop purists would say is different than the conversation that we're having.
Okay.
I feel like Webby being a white rapper was able to capitalize off of frat rap, college rap.
Okay.
You feel me? He really.
You don't think it gets as much respect?
Absolutely. Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no. Like.
I mean,
I feel like in Hartford, in Connecticut, we're still waiting for, even with bass, like we still waiting for that big commercial successful artist that's going triple platinum. Like in our head, and maybe that's just me projecting, but I feel like that's what we're all waiting for to be like, yo,
I think
Connecticut's on the map or some shit like that.
I think every city with rappers in Connecticut has that same way. I think Waterbury feels the same way about its rappers. I think New Haven feels the same way. Bridgeport, because I think each city has like their group of rappers that's like the top ones, right? I'm sure there's other ones other than Fuego Base that are probably up there in a sense, right?
Absolutely.
And I feel like every city's like, yo, when are you guys gonna take us? Like every city's kind of banking on these people, putting all the chips on it, and like nothing has happened yet. But I feel like we all.
But
I bet there's like a fucking rapper in Terryville, Connecticut. It's like, yo, come on, bro. Like you're
saying nothing has happened yet, though. I don't agree with. I feel like there's.
No, I'm talking about as far as commercial.
Yeah. Even with that though, even commercially, like the fact that there's a Fuego Base, the fact that there's a Sholi, I think now makes Connecticut like a viable place to make money, like on like musically, like for instance, right? Like Bass put out a big song or a song that streaming well, and then the algorithm will give you more Connecticut artists.
Okay.
Same with Sholi. You know what I'm saying? So, having those types of artists that may not be triple platinum and may not be signed to fucking whatever big time record label you could think of, it still steps in the right direction as far as putting the scene on, putting Connecticut on.
Actually, so
that's how the algorithm works these days.
Because speaking of Connecticut rappers, and this is kind of like a little sometime before streaming became a thing, but like I feel like Waterbury had one of the biggest rap groups out was Smoking Meth.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I could argue probably got the farthest out of anybody.
Yeah, they had a big ass record, big time.
And they hit commercial status. You know, they were on BET.
Big time.
They had Ray J. They had a song with fucking Nipsey.
Yeah, Smoking Meth was huge. Pause.
I might didn't even go there until you said the pause.
No, I immediately went there. Yo, but you know what? But then, maybe that ties into why, like there's this almost hate for Waterbury, because it's like, yo, why? Like, damn, like the biggest people came out of this city where like we don't even recognize as a hip hop city.
Yo, but that song was so commercial. Like, and it's so crazy what people count like as far as like making an impact. I feel like that's one of the things about Connecticut, our culture out here. Like, we're so forgetful. We need to have like more music documentaries and shit like that to really like talk about that time when Smoking Meth was popping.
I mean, they should
or the Paper Boys was popping.
They should be like stamped in a sense.
Absolutely, they should be stamped, and then thus making Waterbury stamped.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we actually shout out to Fair. We had him on the podcast.
That's dope.
He got his own podcast as well.
That's dope. That's dope. Shouts out to him. I never got a chance to meet them, but salute to them for sure.
It'd be dope for you to have him on the station.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Because that's one thing that needs to happen is we need to start telling those stories of, the Mook Fairs, the Smooth Haynes sucker for the nookies type stories.
I remember that song.
Like Snopra.
So what?
You say even Snopra.
You said Snopra?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened with Snopra? I said Smooth Haynes. You said Snopra?
I said Snopra.
Oh.
Yeah. I said even Snopra.
Yeah. I mean, even Snopra. If she's willing to tell like the whole story and like everything that happened, or even people that was involved with the Snopra process. It doesn't even have to be Snopra in particular, but just getting these stories out and getting the Connecticut music history to be told by the people that was actually there is very important.
Yeah, I mean, and it gives something people to strive for, because a lot of people probably don't know about Mook Fair in recent times.
Facts.
And they're like, yo, damn, no one's ever made it. But in reality, actually, we just ranted about 15, 20 minutes about nobody making it.
Exactly.
But then, fortunately, I remembered it.
Yeah, we did. We think about the history. Yeah.
But I'm saying, yo, like that, they're hip hop royalty in Connecticut. If you honestly want to be real,
Absolutely.
from the 203.
I agree.
You guys think anyone has made it as far as they did, or have they kind of hit the ceiling?
So who?
Were they the ceiling?
What happened? You said have did they hit the ceiling?
Yeah. Do you think like anyone has made it?
As far as
yeah.
Smoking Fair.
Webby would be the closest.
Yeah.
If you want to count them.
Yeah, I mean,
You think Webby's bigger than Shirley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By far?
Not by far. I wouldn't. Yeah,
I mean, I would
say Webby's more established.
Yo, I wouldn't say
he's been a longer established artist, and I want to be very politically correct how I talk about these people because it's all respect, no disrespect. So, Mook and Fair, I feel like their success was predicated off of the one single. Did they have like albums and shit?
Nah, well, they did have one single, but he did say that he pushed that. They pushed that single for, as hard as they can. But they did have other songs as well that popped.
I mean, they had mixtapes.
Yeah, I just remember that one song.
Like their driving force was that single.
And I feel like that one song made it farther than any other song out of Connecticut, from my understanding. So no, I don't think anybody has reached that ceiling yet.
I mean, look, so you think you said Fuego Bass is the closest thing to at the moment.
The closest thing to Mook and Fair?
I mean, at least making it somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, there's different different lanes of making it.
No,
nowadays,
yeah, for
right?
sure.
So now
I think
nowadays you could make it on YouTube, have 100,000 views on your videos, and still be like in the neighborhood.
We should have average view that Fuego Bass.
You said what?
Average views that he's getting.
I don't know. We could check out the YouTube.
No, yeah, I think.
But my point is, there's artists that are getting numbers on YouTube, 100,000 views, 80,000 views,
which that's nothing. That's
whatever the case may be, that may be something to them, and that may be making it to them. You feel what I'm trying to say? That may be like hot, like oh shit, yo, Young Home got 100,000 views on his last video.
This guy talking about 100,000 views ain't nothing, but 100,000 views.
I'm saying, especially in Connecticut. Like, and it's all based on your market too. Somebody told me that 60,000 views wasn't shit in Connecticut, and I'm like, yo, 60,000 views.
It's
a local artist in Connecticut getting 60,000 views with no promotion. And I know these kids, they're not fucking putting dollars behind their videos. Yeah. Not at that time. 60,000 views, no promotion is crazy. Like, why wouldn't that get played on the radio? Back to what should or shouldn't be on the radio. That's when I start asking those type of questions.
Okay. But here's my thing, right? I understand by Connecticut standards, I think 30,000 views is a lot by Connecticut standards, right? But when I'm talking about making it, I get what you're saying. There's different levels of making it, and everyone has their own perception of what making it is. But I think when you say making it, I think there's a collective agreements on what making it is. It's when like you are mainstream, you're getting played like on just not Connecticut radio stations. Mm-hmm. You're on the algorithm. You go on Spotify. I see you on Rap Caviar, right? That to me, like that's when you know you've made it. And I think you're getting like, probably like 1 million views on the video. Like that's like, but I get what you're saying, right? As far as Connecticut making it, it's a different thing. But I'm talking about mainstream making it, which is like I think what people are actually striving for. When you say making it, I think you know the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, 60,000. I'd fucking bust a nut right now if one of our videos got 60,000 views, right?
Pause behind that one.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm not. I'm standing on that one.
That was crazy.
But all right. But like as a podcast, right? Mm-hmm. Like most Connecticut podcasts right now, right? They're not getting 60,000 views. Mm-mm. They're barely getting 1,000 views on that video, right?
Exactly.
But if I get 60,000, we get 60,000 views on a video, I'll be elated, right? Mm-hmm. It'll be a very big deal for us, right? When I compare it to a podcast that's made it, right? That's a low end for them, right?
But once again, you're comparing it to Dunkin' Donuts.
I don't even think I'm comparing it to Dunkin' Donuts, man. I'm thinking
you're comparing your bottom line, like what you did at the end of the day, compared to what Dunkin' Donuts did at the end of the day.
I think I'm comparing it to other mom and pop shops that went above and beyond.
But if they're on Rap Caviar, they're not a mom and pop shop, dog.
I don't know, man. I see a lot of random names on that Rap Caviar that aren't Dunkin' Donuts.
So honestly, I see both parts because I feel like you wouldn't necessarily compare it to Dunkin' Donuts because I feel like a Dunkin' Donuts would be like a Drake or a J. Cole, like somebody that's like stamp, like. But however,
you could be a Young M.A. That's a mom and pop shop.
I do
Young
agree.
M.A.?
Yeah,
is a mom and pop shop?
I would say so.
She's like a C-list celebrity.
No, I'm saying like
Isn't she signed?
What?
Isn't she signed?
She might have been at one
At
point.
one point, she was signed.
What I'm saying is, right, I think she's not she's not a huge artist.
Uh-huh.
I think like we have people that could get to that level, and I would think that's still a mom and pop shop.
That's an interesting it's an interesting example. Why'd you pick Young and May?
I was just listening. I was just listening to her.
Like, yo, that's it. I can't really argue that because it's like,
yo,
I don't even know.
But that's what I'm saying, right? Like, you know who she is.
Young and May has a huge song right now.
I think she could get
at
booked,
a small
but she
venue.
won't. Yeah, she
at a
won't.
small venue.
Consistently around America, she could get booked at any small venue.
I think
club night.
I think
Young and May club night.
Club night. Yeah, she can make an appearance. She can make an appearance.
She's gonna be lit.
Okay,
she'll be a
right.
It should be a cool opener. Not a club night. She can't know.
Club night.
She has a club. No, she's club night.
Not a walkthrough. She's performing.
She does 5 songs.
That's lit.
Yeah.
I've been in a club and Young and May perform. This was like back in the day though when she was like hot.
Okay.
Shouts out to Young and May. And it was a vibe. Like, so
not in 2024 she can't.
I think in 2024 club night.
I mean, she's making a comeback. She got sick. I'm a Young and May fan. I'm not trying to shit on her. But what I'm saying is like she's still a mom and pop shop-ish to me, if we're using that metaphor.
I don't know.
She's not think so. You think she's a Dunkin' Donuts?
I don't think she's a Dunkin' Donuts, but I think she's a franchise. Not as big as Dunkin' Donuts, but it's a franchise.
You guys.
She definitely has investors.
Do you guys have Frankie's in Hartford?
Nah.
So it's a franchise in Waterbury, right? They got a couple around Connecticut. They got like 5 locations.
Mm-hmm.
It's a franchise.
Yeah.
But it's like a mom and pop franchise.
A mom and pop.
She's a Nardelli's, not a Subway. Essentially, she said she's a Nardelli's, not a Subway.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. Possibly a Quiznos.
Yeah, but she's not making sandwiches in a corner store type of thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like delivering sandwiches off her Instagram page. You feel me? So
I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying by like independent mom and pop. Yo, I'm using my money to support my dreams. I don't have any investors.
I mean, all right. I'll put this right.
60,000 is crazy.
Chief Keef, right? Just dropped the album. I think it did like 18,000 or something, 20,000 first week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Independent artist. Those numbers are almost mom and pop shop, even though he is a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
But his numbers, right, aren't like what I would call a Dunkin' Donuts number.
Right. So was there a question?
That's more of a statement.
Oh,
that's more of a statement.
I feel like that has a lot to do with just streaming. Period. Like, I'm be so confused at like the streaming numbers. Like when that shit comes out, like the first week streaming numbers. Yo, Chief Keef did 18,000. Like, huh? Like, how do they even count? They count a stream like song has to get played 10 times.
I think every 1,500 streams is count as one sale.
Okay, bet, right? So 1,500 plays equals one stream.
One sale.
One sale.
Like
one
what
sale,
they like
one
album.
sale.
You know how they use album sales.
One sale. So shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I listened to Chief Keef. I listened to like 3 songs off the album like the first week. So I don't know. I think he's name recognition, but I don't know, man. I think there has to it takes a lot.
I think for me personally,
a lot of investments, I think. And I don't know if they made those investments. I don't know if somebody dropped the ball. I don't know what happened with it.
But yo, man, it's like
But then somebody like Future just did remarkable numbers, right? Like he just did
that Dunkin' Donuts.
He just did how much? Like
I don't remember.
Shit? He just did remarkable numbers coming off of the last album. So it's just like, I don't know. My test is always like when I'm driving and I turn my music off or I'm walking.
What was being played around?
Hell yeah! What is everybody else playing? What is everybody else?
That's what I told you earlier.
People were playing that Future shit. Feel me?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's what I go off of.
I mean, I think that like 60,000. Yeah, it may not be. I wouldn't consider that. I think that it's not so much mom and pop. Like now you're starting to trickle into like, okay, can we look for a franchisee? Like
now it's like, oh, we can invest in this. We can project something next time.
You think at 60,000 views, labels are looking at you?
No, I don't think labels are looking at you, but I think that's 60,000 people that saw your face. You feel me? And like they know your name.
I mean, bro, we have multiple like videos, like not like clips, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have 1 million views.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Joe Rogan didn't come knocking.
Right. I get it. But it's like, I think there's a difference between like podcasting and music. You know, I think that for us, it's like they put out this craft and it kind of speaks into, guess their talent in a sense, right? Where like if we get views, it's just like how many people that has watched it, you know, like how many times have somebody scrolled past our face?
Okay.
Versus like for them, it's like people intentionally went and like looked at that video. You feel me? So I feel like 60,000 is a lot. You know, I think it's honestly numbers that should be
I think it's
should be
like
bad.
I said,
But I do agree that in the grand scheme of things, it's large in a small pond. Like you're the big fish in a small pond.
okay.
Yeah.
But
We're
you're
in a
not
small
swimming with
pond.
the shark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're in a
know?
small
yeah, okay.
pond.
Way to tie that in.
You're not swimming with the shark.
Yeah, I feel like we're in a small pond, so 60,000.
No, you
It should perk up eyes and ears.
yo, if I got 60,000 views and I walk outside, like I expect gifts. Like I expect people to ask me for an autograph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's like, all right, it's not that much in like the YouTube world. But I mean, I could understand both sides of the
I
coin.
mean, and it's crazy because like last year around this time, and sometime in October, like I went to Gucci Man concert in Boston, right?
Mhm.
And there was this guy, I can't remember his name, bro, but his song had the fucking place shaking. Like I'm like, yo, the shit was catchy. I love the fucking song, and like people were rocking with it, so I had to go look him up. He's got 500,000, 800,000, 100,000, whatever. Like he's like in that realm, right?
Okay.
But really, honestly speaking, he's not really making waves, major waves, like outside of to the point where like I hear about him, or even I don't think most Connecticut people have even heard about this guy. But so in the grand scheme, I think you're big for like your area and maybe like the surrounding area. But I just think that like you gotta reach a certain level. Yeah, you have to have a certain level of numbers for like it to reach like a national recognition. You know?
Yo, I don't know, man. I think, like I said, like being a mom and pop type of entrepreneur, like I remember hearing like the rappers selling tapes out their trunk.
Yeah.
Yo,
Who can fair do that?
I done sold 50,000 tapes out my trunk. And we used to hear that number like, yo, that's crazy. Cause if you do the math, he getting all that money. Now you compare that to somebody that's going double platinum and they're getting 10 cents every record.
Yeah.
Then you know what I'm saying? So it's like those type of things come into context too. It's like, you know, what's the splits?
No, yeah. No, I mean, I think that like the money part of it, like I think it's probably always better to be independent. You could sell less and still make more than someone who sold way more than you, but their percentage is like shit. I think that's a different conversation too. Like,
Who would you say is the biggest artist out of Waterbury?
out of Waterbury. Man, a spot here, man.
I mean, it's not Mook and Fear.
No,
I mean,
Outside of Mook and Fear.
yeah, I guess
in
we're
like more recent years.
recent years.
Yeah, give me some Waterbury artists, man. Who y'all jacking out?
I think biggest. I think Melo's probably doing the most. Like, I mean, you see him doing shows. You know, he's got a pretty good team. It seems like, you know, we've been at some of his shows.
Right.
It seems like he's got a good amount of buzz. He performs at Central Square and stuff like that.
To me, I think if it wasn't for jail, I would say Young Gap.
Young Gap.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like he would have been the like Waterbury's biggest artist.
Young
Gap.
Gap.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was but he's unfortunately in jail right now. We got Red Carpet. I like him. And then obviously anybody else outside of that is kind of just like a biased opinion, you know, like just people that I'm just like cool with. But I would say, you know, Cartier, you got Cartier and you got, I would say, Red Carpet.
What's that dude? He gets in a lot of shit on Facebook. 48.
Yeah, 48.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like I mean, a lot of people accuse him of like inflating his numbers though. So I don't really know about none of that, but I've seen like some back and forth on Facebook. But like, it seems like he's actually like charts on iTunes.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, 48. Originally from Waterbury, I think right now he's in like Vegas or something. So.
Oh, I gotta check him out.
Yeah, we'll give you some people, man. We'll probably have on your show.
That's dope.
But I think we'll wrap it up on that, bro. Yo, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, you already know, man.
Where can they listen to you guys?
You could listen to us on 89.9 if you're driving through the city of Hartford. You could watch us on YouTube, watch us on Instagram at @titanium_radio. I can't think of the streaming app right now off the top of my head, but if you click on a Titanium Radio Instagram page, it will be in the bio. All right.
All right, man.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Thank you for coming on, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, man. Always a pleasure. All right. Make sure y'all drop a like, drop a comment, hit that sub button, and we'll see y'all next episode.